Okay, we got our predictions. Let me see if it's working first before I start properly doing the video. Wrong headphones again. Let's see. Yep, it works. It goes. Right, we are now predicting the Champions League last 16 second legs, the first four of them, because there's four next week, and all the first legs of the Europa League last 16. Let me just double check that I did the title correctly, because I'm doing these in like 2-in-1, but like they're at different stages, so it's like until the quarterfinals it's just a bit confusing for the viewers anyway. But you'll get it. It's just we're predicting this week's European games. Apart from the Conference League, we're not predicting that. But yeah, if it was on here, I would. If it was on here, I would. If you want to join my league, you can. Superbrew.com, superbru.com. Click on the tournaments. Click on the S. Find Europa League and Champions League. Click on the plus sign. Pick your team or say you're neutral. You'll be on the screen. Add a pool. Join a friends pool for either one. And for the Champions League predictor, the code is Boxy Hole. I don't pick the codes, they're auto-generated. We have 19 people ready, make it 20 and more. Or you can type in Davidoff's League or Davidoff Predicts and it will still pop up. But Boxy Hole is the code for the Champions League one. And the Europa League one is Geek Loft. We have 17 people in this one. You can be sure to join, or you can type in one of these things. And yeah, so this is the next video, sorry. Right, so I'm going to pick Champions League first, and then we're going to Europa League. Arsenal are now involved in that, so we shall do that. Benfica v Club Brugge. Club Brugge. Benfica won the first leg 2-0. And I think does it show? It doesn't show the first. No. Okay, this is. Never mind. I got confused for a second. Let's start again. Not the whole video. Benfica won the first leg 2-0. So it's really hard to see Club Brugge coming back, especially away from home against a very decent Portuguese side. Their stadium, we actually modelled our stadium, the Emirates, after theirs. If you look into this stadium and the Emirates, you can see a lot of similarities. Yeah, it's because we designed it after their one. Benfica, I'm going to go for another 2-0 win, and I went 4-0 on aggregate. Chelsea v Borussia Dortmund. Chelsea have some sort of interesting Champions League luck around them. They've won a couple They've won a couple Champions Leagues in seasons where they've not really been that good domestically. It's quite impressive actually. There was another season when they made a semi-final, they made a final that they lost as well. They know how to go far. I think Dortmund should beat them based on how both their seasons have gone. But you never know. Chelsea just pull off some crazy stuff. And they only lost 1-0 in Germany. That has to be said. They only lost 1-0. I'm going to go 2-1. I know they're awful at the moment, but I'm going to go for 2-1 Chelsea. And then Chelsea on penalties. But I want Dortmund to win. I just have this bad feeling, that Chelsea will once again go further than they should. And when you consider, like, they were awful in 2012 in most games in the league, in the Premier League. And they still won the bloody Champions League against, prime Barcelona, and they beat Bayern in the final in their own backyard. And then, I know that's a different team. They had, they had Terry, Lampard, Drogba back then. But still, they repeated it in a couple of years ago, beating Man City in the final, beating Real Madrid on the way there. Real Madrid have the ultimate Champions League fortune, so I just got a feeling about them. I hope I'm wrong though. But yeah, Chelsea on penalties. Bayern Munich v PSG. Messi and Mbappe have been linking up quite well in the league since that first leg, and before that actually. They're both playing well. Neymar's out for the season. But have PSG got enough to go away to the Allianz and pull off this victory? They lost at home in Paris. Can they pull it off away? Bayern haven't been as good this season. In the Champions League, yes, they've been incredible, but in the domestic German league, I think they're currently top. But it took them like a month or so to actually win a game since the World Cup, and Union Berlin were first for quite a while. So that they're not quite as strong as they have been, but I think they should still have enough to see PSG through. But I think PSG will make a game of it. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and the one goal they scored in Paris will be enough to take them through. Spurs v Milan. I think Spurs could do it. And Milan have been very up and down this season. To be fair, they're only like 3 points off second place. But they've not done too well in the league, even though they were champions last time. I'll go for a 2-0 Spurs victory, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope that Milan win that. Please, Milan. But my prediction, I just got a bad feeling that Spurs will go through. Man City v Leipzig. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Man City victory. Porto v Inter Milan. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Porto score. Inter score a goal late on to secure their final place. But also, I do reckon Porto have a chance here. Like they could pull something off. Only one goal down. They're at home. No away goal rule. They can make something of it for sure. Napoli v Frankfurt. Very similar to the Benfica game. I'll go for another 2-0, and they will finish it off. They've been the best team in Italy apart from the previous weekend. And they're bossing in the Champions League as well, and I think it'll be no different against Frankfurt. Real Madrid v Liverpool. Liverpool just won 7-0, they'll have a bit of confidence about them. But I don't think they'll win. I'm going to go for a 4-2 Real Madrid win. That would be 9-4 on aggregate. That would be quite crazy. But Real Madrid will have too much for them, I think. Real Madrid will have too much for them. They got Benzema up front, they got Modric. We saw how good they were in the first leg, so even though Liverpool just won 7-0, I don't think the confidence and momentum is enough to overcome Real Madrid. And Real Madrid is a team who, to be fair, have struggled in their league and struggled in games since the Liverpool game, but in the Champions League they got their own special magic, so I don't think Liverpool will even stand a chance of a comeback. 3 goals is too much. Even if they can, I don't think they'll even win on the night. As I said, I predicted 4-2 to Real Madrid, so it is what it is. I've just realised something. I've predicted all 8 games. I predicted all 8 games. You know what? I'll come back to it next week, and we'll see if I change my mind. But I didn't mean that. These 4 are not meant to be predicted. My bad. So yeah, we'll forget I did that. The last few minutes, it never happened. 2-0 Spurs, 2-2 between Bayern and PSG, 2-1 Chelsea, and 2-0 to Benfica. I do hope half of those are wrong. Europa League, Bayern Leverkusen versus them. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Bayern Leverkusen victory. Union Berlin, another German victory, I reckon. I'll go for also a 2-0 to Union Berlin. The battle of the unions. Berlin shall be triumphant, at least in the first leg. Roma v Real Sociedad. That's a good tie. That's a tasty one. That's a tasty one. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. A 4-goal thriller for your faces. Sporting Lisbon v Arsenal. I've got a feeling that this could go wrong. We'll go for 2-1 Sporting, and we'll win in the second leg. Okay, that's my prediction. But I've got a feeling we might lose in Portugal. Juventus v Freiburg. Juventus, I think, will win 3-1. The German side getting one. There's quite a few German sides left in the Europa League. It's quite interesting. Man United playing yet another Spanish team. In the first leg, I think they'll win 2-1. I think they'll be after the 7-0, they'll be a little bit depleted, and I guess they'll be a bit knackered as well because they've been playing constantly. But yeah, 2-1. I think they'll still win at Old Trafford. Sevilla v Fenerbahce. I've got a feeling that Fenerbahce will do quite well in this tie. But in Spain, I'll go for a narrow 1-0 to Sevilla, with Fenerbahce still being in the game. Shakhtar v Feyenoord. I'll be honest, I've not really watched either team, so I couldn't tell you how good either team is. Although Shakhtar hasn't done too well since they dropped out from the Champions League. But they are through, obviously, to this stage, as they won the playoff round. I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Shakhtar. So yeah, 2-1 Shakhtar, 1-0 Sevilla. 2-1 Shakhtar against Feyenoord, Sevilla to beat Fenerbahce 1-0, Man United to beat Real Betis 2-1, Juventus to beat Freiburg 3-1, Sporting Lisbon to beat Arsenal 2-1, Roma to draw 2-2 Real Sociedad, Union Berlin to beat Saint-Gilloise 2-0, and Bayer Leverkusen to beat them 2-0. I should probably check my prediction of the previous fixtures. Exact score in one of them from the Man United game. That's interesting. Result, I was a goal off for that one, and for that one as well. Not bad, not bad. And exact score, and I was a goal off 3 times, so I could have gotten 4 exact scores. That's pretty mad. Let me check the Champions League one. Let's see. First legs. I've already checked the first 4. Not so great. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.